Coach, you wanted to start us with an opening statement?
Yep. It's good to get another win. I think someone mentioned we 3-0. It's a good SoCon start. I think since joining the league, I think that someone mentioned that was the best start Samford's had. Heck, it beats the start we had last year to the league. I know that much. So I was proud to glad we got a win in the game. At this time of year, it doesn't matter how you get it. You just got to find a way. Tonight, it was just kind of outscoring them. We couldn't really stop them. They were really a tough matchup. They could space out. They can really shoot it. I think they're the best three-point shooting team in the league. Coming in the league play, they were shooting 40% from three as a team. That's tough. And when a team can put 5 guys on the floor that can really shoot it like that, it's a problem. You could see in that game we had an advantage on the inside, they had an advantage on the outside. You know, it was just back and forth, you know, trying to take advantage of what you got. But our guys stayed the course, didn't get into a three-point shooting contest necessarily with them, even though we did take some threes. So it was good to get out there with a win, and we won't get any easier on Saturday. So playing a really good team on Saturday at Greensboro, got to find a way to go on the road and play well.
How big of a deal was, you know, those three-point plays, you know, going back up after the rebound and getting the foul, in addition to your guys' sharp shooting tonight? Yeah,
you know, we have a size advantage, so we really emphasize crashing the offensive glass, playing inside out, and that really helped us. We passed the ball well. We had 20 assists in the game, so that's a good sign. I felt like we passed the ball really well the past 3 games. Everybody in this league passes. Everybody can move the basketball. So if you're not locking in every single possession you have the ball and you're wasting possessions, it's almost impossible to win in the league, because every team in this league is so disciplined. They're well coached with smart players, and they're not going to waste possessions. They're not going to come down there and take a bad shot. You don't see that. If you're going to come down there and give them 7 empty possessions on just not staying the course, it's impossible to win. And I think that's one thing that some of these returners learned last year, is that you got to be so tight in league play, and I thought we were. I thought we were really tight. We got it where we wanted. We got it on the blocks.
In the first half with Quinn Ritchie, you've talked about him before, but he comes in, hits 3 threes, and that, I think all in the first half. I mean, when you get that from him, I mean, kind of how big is that?
It's huge. Quinn's a really good shooter. They were playing us to shoot, so we got more shooters in the game. I think that it has helped us, these guys getting opportunities, right? Like we've played a lot of players in the non-conference, and I think when you get to league play, that's very important. I think you got to decide in the non-conference, you want to be the team that has a heck of a non-conference. Guess what? People are probably not going to be talking about that here in 5 years. No one's ever said, hey, this team, man, they were unbelievable in November or December. No one even cares, really, 5 years down the road. No one remembers that. It's really what you can do at the end of the season. And I think if you're going to prepare for conference play, you better get a lot of guys ready to play, because that way if you have injury, you have foul trouble, guys are comfortable being in those spots. And I thought that's what you saw from Quinn tonight. He's very comfortable being out there. A.J. Staten played really well. We needed him because Jaden Campbell, that was his first game back. He's had some back issues. He did the best he could, made 2 big threes. But I was proud of A.J. I was proud of the way Jaren played. So overall, good game by our personnel.
Obviously, mentally, the skid did not affect you guys. I know Di mentioned it yesterday at Media Day, how they really don't care about those 7 losses at this point, because they only care about conference play. How did you kind of build them up to be mentally strong in that aspect and kind of like forget, have a mind of a goldfish, as Ted Lasso said?
Good question. Well, the guys that have been through the show know that the way to postseason, none of that really is relevant. The only thing that's relevant is, are we getting better in practice and preparing ourselves for league play? I also think it helps us when we have more people against us, right? Like my mindset is we just need 1 or 2 more people against us, and our locker room gets tighter and tighter. I love that because our guys can play free with no pressure, right? When we had a full roster, everyone's like, oh, they're one of the top teams in the league. Then you get guys hurt, you got guys injured, you lose some games, and now we're playing not in the the relief of winning, it's the joy of winning. And that's a different feeling when you're late in the game and there's a shot, it's like, hey, we can win this thing, instead of like, oh, I hope we don't lose this. And for the most part, most teams I've coached that are in that spot, they're far more successful than the teams that are afraid to lose a game. And I think you saw that in this game. Late in that game, guys stepping up, not afraid to lose, making big plays. And that's going to have to continue, obviously.
Coach, coming off of last season, just being so close to punch that ticket to the big dance, has that mentality been in play since then? The fact of like kind of playing like an underdog and kind of using that starting this season?
Well, we know this. Last season we lost in the conference tournament by 1 or 2 to Furman. And we've talked about this, that these conference games are going to be decided usually by possession here, possession there. And, you know, even though it wasn't decided by that in this game, got really tight there late. I think I cut it at 3-4, whatever it was, can't remember. At Citadel, we were up, we jumped on them 18-4 to start the game. They came back and tied it with 4:30 left, right? So you're going to have these possessions and these when you're playing these games that are so, you know, it may not be the possession when it's tied, but it may be a possession early. And you go back and watch the tape when you win by 2 and somebody turned down a shot, decided to get a teammate a great one, and they bang in a 3. And that may be actually what won the game. And I think getting players to understand that those possessions, they all add up to winning or losing, not just that last possession, right? Everyone sits there and sees like a free throw missed at the end, and they want to blame the free throw shooter. But yeah, they never want to compliment that guy who got the 3 loose balls, dove on the floor, got 3 loose balls in the first half, and we scored 6 points and won by 2. So I do think guys going through the league, seeing that these games are 1, 2, and 3 possession games, they have a full understanding what it means to compete on every possession.
When Logan went down and fell on, you know, there in the second half, with everything you've been through, kind of what goes through your head at that point?
He got hurt. He hurt his foot in the last game, so I was concerned because it was the same spot. He actually broke his foot there before a year and a half ago. That's why he missed the start of one of the seasons here at Samford. I think it was a sophomore year. So the good part is they have a plate in there, so they said it can't break. The plate can't break. So that's good news, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But it was good. He came back in that game and played well. But I hated it for him. I was concerned. I'll be real with you. I was really concerned because he hurt it in that Citadel game, and he had to take a couple of days off. Then it looked like 2 plays later he hurt it again, didn't it? Like Jermaine falls on it.
Jermaine fell on
it. It was like, what's going on in here? What is going on in the Pete Hanna Center?
Coach, I want to ask you, with your pace of play, it can be so dangerous for good reasons, so dangerous for bad reasons, and you kind of see that where sometimes it's pushed a little bit too quickly. How do you train your guys out of that mindset to push that pace but also slow it down when you need to and get together? Good
question. We're not playing near as fast as we were playing when we had Quest. It's just inevitable. We're playing slower. We're playing, you know, bully ball on the blocks. We're not, you know, when we have Quest, we're really up and down offensively. But right now, the teams that play really fast are really good shooting teams that have a lot of guards that can really attack and space and shoot. But I'm not saying we don't have that, but when our strength sometimes, particularly these last 2 games, is getting the ball inside, you can't play as fast, right? You simply can't do it. You got to be opportunistic to your matchup, and we went inside. It also hurts when you're missing a little bit of depth. You can't play as fast on defense, right? You really can't attack teams in the full court as much as you might like to. So I credit our team to being adaptable, because we could play one game where it's, hey, we're banging it out on the blocks, we're sitting in zone, and then we can play another game where we're playing a bigger, more physical team where we got to really race it up and down. I think when we have our full roster, we have a lot of ways we can play. And right now, that's one thing that's probably hurting us a little bit. We don't have that adaptability that we're going to have here in a couple weeks.